Have you ever been talking to somebody, but you knew that they weren't listening to you? Yeah, that's
All the time.
it's a pretty common thing, but it doesn't feel very good when that happens, does it?
No.
No. Well, maybe if you listen to what I've learned about listening, you can pick up some tips on how you can become a better listener, and maybe even improve your relationships. You see, I don't think I've ever been a very good listener. I have a very active mind, and I tend to overthink things. This doesn't translate very well into good listening. For example, right now I'm not thrilled with my career path, so I've been volunteering places to try to find something I'm passionate about and meet new people. One of the places I decided to volunteer was an organization that pairs elderly people with volunteers to provide them with companionship. So I go to the orientation, and we do a sort of icebreaker activity with the other volunteers. I get partnered up with this nice older woman. She's very sweet. Her name's Natasha. We talk for about 5 minutes, and the idea of the icebreaker activity is I introduce her to the group. So talk for about 5 minutes. When it's my turn, I say, "Hi everybody, this is Natasha. She believes in care and respect for elderly people because she was raised by her grandparents." And then very confidently I said, "And fun fact, she actually played basketball overseas semi-professionally." Everybody in the room oohed and ahed. A curious volunteer followed up my introduction to Natasha with, "Oh, that's really cool, you played basketball overseas. What team did you play for?" And Natasha replied, somewhat disheartened, "I never played basketball overseas, but my husband did." You know the feeling after you embarrass yourself in front of a room of people? You kind of wish you had like a turtle shell that you could duck your head into. Well, that's exactly how I felt at this moment. I was embarrassed, began criticizing myself in my head, like I need to become a better listener, I'm too focused on myself. It wasn't the end of the world, but it stuck with me. How can I become a better listener? Then I remember this book I read a couple years ago. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Have any of you ever read it? It's a brilliant book. If you haven't read it, I'd recommend reading it. If you have read it, I'd recommend rereading it. I find something new every time I reread it, but there's a principle in there stated as become genuinely interested in other people in order to become a better listener. And I like this because it wasn't a cheap trick. It's not pretend to be interested in other people to get them to like you or to get what you want out of them. It's be genuinely interested in other people. So how can I put this new principle I have to test? Well, just so happens, as part of my journey of self-discovery, I joined another organization. This one's called Better Angels. They pull different sides of the political spectrum together so they can have a civil discussion about politics. Seems like something I was interested in, so I decided to attend one of their skills workshops. And as luck would have it, one of the skills that they were teaching was listening, because sometimes when people are having political discussions, they don't listen to each other. So, as the listening skill workshop, you get partnered with another person. I got partnered with this cranky older woman. Her name's Judy. And we start talking. And the idea is one person talks about a political point you disagree with, and your only goal is to reflect back to them what they said in your own words. Ken once told me this is called mirroring.
Mirroring.
Yeah. So I noticed that, so Judy decided to go first, and she started talking, and I noticed that when my only goal was to mirror what she had to say, and I was genuinely interested in what she had to say, I listened a lot better. So Judy was talking for a couple minutes, and then after she was done talking, I said, "Oh, okay, so you're concerned about the financial and security risks that immigration costs the United States." And she said, "Yes, exactly, you're a good listener." That's the first time that anybody in my entire life has said I was a good listener. What struck me is not that she said I was a good listener, but that I never remember listening so effectively. But when I was mirrored and was genuinely interested in what she had to say, I was 10 times better of a listener than I normally am. So why do you care? Why should you listen to anybody? Well, first of all, you can avoid embarrassing yourself like I did in front of the group of people. Maybe this time and maybe next time it's in front of your boss or a father-in-law, or something higher stakes than a group of strangers. But also, you can improve your relationships. I know because when you listen to people, they respond a lot more positively to you. I noticed that my relationships have improved since I started using these techniques, and yours can too. Dale Carnegie wrote in his book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, you can win more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. In other words, listening is important. So next time you want to brag about your sweet vacation, let someone else do the talking and listen up. Thank you.